everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 3 speed build. And first thing up is a shout out to Kim Sims for the comment of "This is super cute." Thank you so much for your comment. If you would like to have a shout out, all you have to do is make a comment on a video, any video of mine, and you could be the next lucky Simmer to have a shout out. So back onto this video here. It's not really much of a build. And as you can see, it's a really short video. I even slowed down the speed of the video, that way I could have a little bit of time to talk with you. Basically, the reason why I have done this, and I've actually had something similar to this in my game for quite a long time, because, you know, there are parks, and I love Aluna Island, and I play in Aluna Island all of the time. But whenever my Sims go out on a date and they're invited to some of these beaches, there's actually nothing to do. So basically what this does is I put it in, that way when your Sims go on a date or your Sims ask another one out on a date, you have a place that you can take them and there is something for them to do. So even though this isn't really anything too special, it wasn't that difficult of a build actually, but it actually just gives you something that you can download, saves you the time of having to, you know, create something yourself unless you want to. That's fine. But of course, if you're watching this and downloading it, then I guess you're probably like me and sometimes would much rather have somebody else do it instead of yourself. A lot of times when it comes to parks and places for my Sims to go, I personally would much rather just somebody else build it and I just download it and not have to worry about it. But when it comes to Aluna Island, there isn't quite as many selection as much, I guess, unless you go through the hundreds and hundreds of uploads over at James's website. You could find almost nothing. So this is just basically just, you know, like I said, somewhere for your Sims to go. They can play chess, they can roast marshmallows, they can play horseshoes. There's even some lounge chairs for them. And then what I'm doing here is I'm creating a gazebo because I thought, well, you know, there's also not very many places for your Sims just to get married, unless you put in a church. So that's basically what this is. It works. I would have to say I did have to make a couple of changes with it though. Apparently you cannot put any kind of plant whatsoever next to a chair, which I find really odd because you can put end tables next to chairs and they work, but for some strange reason plants next to chairs do not. So it's going to be a little bit different than what you see here. I do not have the, I don't even know what plant they are. It's some kind of reddish brown vase with stick looking things coming out of it. I don't even know what pack it comes from, but I ended up taking them out and then I put in something else. I just ended up putting them on the side instead. It's like this small vase or whatever it is with pink flowers. I went ahead and put those. And I moved the chairs just a little bit. I have tested it and it does work, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. This time I did make sure it worked and make sure I checked and everything before I did an upload on it. So but that's basically what this is. Your Sim can hold a really small wedding. The only thing I wasn't thinking about when I was doing this, I never gave it a thought, probably because my Sims really are not aren't usually at a place long enough to cause a problem, but I forgot to put in any kind of bathroom. So unfortunately there's no bathroom on this lot, but there wasn't one to begin with either, so don't really have to worry about that. Just make sure your Sims have gone bathroom before they go and get married or invite somebody out on a date. Unfortunately, not a whole lot you can do about the other Sims that are coming and attending the wedding with you, but basically I went with the theme of this pink for this gazebo. It's definitely bright, it's definitely flashy, it definitely sticks out. But I just was thinking, for some reason, pink for weddings. I don't know. I guess hopefully you like it, and you know, and that you use it. I've used it actually once already, and that's kind of how I knew that my chairs didn't work. Nobody wanted to sit down, and they all complained and threw a huge fit. So, yeah, but it works now. So, but yeah, that's the plant. I don't know really what the heck that is, but the little stick things coming out, those apparently make it where it don't work. So I went ahead and got rid of them. The chairs are moved just ever so slightly, and there's a few plants that are put towards the wall area or something like that. And then that's pretty much it. I wanted to put tons of flowers. I imagine weddings are like they have lots of flowers. So I went ahead and put lots of flowers, and I thought, well, this is kind of on a beach, and odds are, you know, some beaches wouldn't have electricity, so I was thinking candlelight. So it'd be one of those things where it'd be like your Sims would have to go around and light the candles, minus this light, of course. I didn't use all of them. I think, what is that one from anyway? It's some kind of outdoor pack, grilling or something. I can't even remember what that one's called. I think anyway, those candle hanging light things come from. So, and then I thought, you know what, this may not be too much of a build. I could at least add some more plants, kind of try to anyway, spruce it up a little bit. So now we're just going to go ahead and, you know, add in a bunch of stuff. I don't overdo it, at least I don't think I do. And in fact, I may not have done it enough, but you know how I am. I really don't do much when it comes to decorating outside. I'm not really, I mean, this was difficult enough for me as it is. The fact that I actually had ideas of how to do this, and what helped was the fact that I had done it once before for my own personal game and just thought I would redo it, make a few changes. I added a few things I didn't have before in mine, as in this gazebo. I did not have this gazebo there, you know, originally, and thought I'd upload it for everybody else to share, and or, you know, share it with everybody else so they can use it too. So, but it did feel a little bare, like it needed more plants. So I used plants that Aluna Island already had. Like, I think I used the same pine tree, or same trees. I think that they're the base game ones, so I'm going to assume it's the same trees. And then of course I used this azaleas, which he also used throughout the island because those are base game. So I don't know about the evergreen green thingy that I use. I don't even know what that thing's called. It's some kind of evergreen thing. I don't really have no idea. But I don't know if that's base game or not. But I try to use plants that you see throughout throughout the world, like they're supposed to be here. I didn't want to add a bunch of stuff. There are maple trees and stuff in the world, but I just didn't feel that the maple tree was going to look very good. At least I don't think I put a maple tree in anyway. So, but here's the horseshoe area. They do work, and a few more trees. It just seemed like they needed something. So yeah, I'm just kind of throwing stuff here and about. Oh yeah, that banana leaf. I think that's a banana leaf anyway. I believe that's base game too, and you see that throughout, and a bunch of rocks. Yeah, it's pretty simple. I don't know if I would really consider this a build, but it's definitely simple. But we're getting pretty close to the end of the build. I hope you enjoyed. Any comments or suggestions, go ahead and leave them below. Let me know what you think of this build and if you would like to see any more. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.